Hey guys, Gary J here. Today's really a pretty day in March the 4th, I think, 2021, here in Georgia. Anyway, I was getting nostalgic today, I guess, so I brought out one of my favorite recurve bows. And this was a really fantastic bow, and I'll show you a little bit closer look at it. And this is called the Kaibab, K-A-I-B-A-B X27. And really a beautiful recurve bow. This one here was made in 1966, I think, to 1969. And Kaibab is kind of an interesting word. It's named after the Kaibab National Forest in Arizona. And the word Kaibab is a native word, meaning the mountain that lies down. The mountain that lies down. Referring to the Kaibab Plateau. It's always interesting when you give Indian names which really have a profound meaning to them. I always enjoy that. People doing that. Now this bow is 56 inches long, which puts it in the category of 1966 to 1969. And the weights that they had on these bows were 40, 45, 50, 55, and 60 pound pull. These are not compound bows, as you can see, so you have to hold that back. I remember shooting recurve. That's what I started out on. I had a paper route when I was about 12, 13 years old, and did a couple other little things. But anyway, I won a prize that I could choose between a couple of different things, and one of them was a fiberglass, solid fiberglass orange bow or something else. And I chose the bow, and it was a beautiful recurve. I don't know what happened to that bow, but I always loved that bow, and I shot it all the time. So I got really good at instinctive shooting, and that's what you're looking at here. No sights on these, just instinctive shooting. So you just get a feeling when you know that your arrow's right. You just have this feeling. You can't explain it. It's kind of like texting or typing, I guess. Your mind just knows for some reason if you shoot something long enough, I guess. But you could become pretty accurate with them. And so I've always liked bows, and this particular model again was back in 1966-69 on these Wonderbows, and that's what it's called here. It's called the Shakespeare Kaibab Wonderbow. Kind of reminds you of Wonderboy with Robert Redford in The Natural. But anyway, a fellow named Ernie Root was kind of the guy that designed this bow, and sold the rights to Shakespeare, and they kind of modified it a little bit on the handle, I think, and just changed a couple of things about it. But this was really an awesome bow. If you had the I think the 55 pound bow and a 410 grain point, and they would shoot around 182 feet per second, which was pretty good back in 66, 69, I think. And they're just kind of a interesting bow, and they did come with different types of wood on these bows, at least a zebra type wood too. And so that was a really pretty bow that had the zebra wood on the handle riser there. And this bow here is just really in great shape, perfect shape. I think because of the markings on this one, this was probably actually made in 1966 on this bow. Now, the draw on this one is a couple inches short for me. You know, a lot of times, you know, you can buy bows that you can buy these today from the 1966, 1971 bows, Wonderbows like this today, and you just need one with the right draw length on it. This one's a little bit short for me, but it's really accurate if you can hold it. I haven't shot this bow in a few years. Took it to a young man to at Archery store to get a string for it, and he put a string on it and asked me to shoot it, and he said, yeah. I said, you know, adjust it too, whatever you need to do. And so he took care of all that. And unfortunately, the poor young guy, a couple of weeks later, was in a car wreck and passed away. And that was about 3 years ago, maybe, and I haven't shot it since. And I thought, well, today's a good day to pull out this bow and use a lot of the original equipment that came with this bow. So I'll let you see that. Okay, I want to show you this bow up close. Maybe you can see this a little better. Here's Shakespeare. Wonderbow. And it's got a pretty tip on the end right here too. I'll flip it over. Now with this numbering here, this is 45-pound pull on this bow. L, the first letter on these bows, usually refer to the month. Now you say, well, L didn't refer to any month, but L is the last month, which would be December. And then we have our length of the bow is 56 inches. When you look at the history of these bows, that's how you can tell you know, what year they were made. Let's see if I think that's in focus. But Kaibab model X27 AMO standard. So just really a beautiful bow to me. I mean, I don't know anything more beautiful and graceful than a recurve, hardly, you know, a beautiful recurve. But again, these right here are kind of the original arrows and stuff. Now, the fletching on this one right here, you can take put it on the steam kettle, and these right here will fill out instead of being pushed down like wet arrows are a lot of times, and they'll kind of bloom back out. But these right here are fairly fragile, so I've got a little fletching gig, so it's real easy to take these off and put new feathers on it, and that's what I need to do with these. And on the riser right here, I shot it a couple of times, and right here, little plastic riser came off. I can't see with this phone, so maybe you can. So this is just kind of a foam stuff right here that was there, and this right here is the piece that came off, and it's got just a little bit of a material on top right here where the arrow rests. And I know the thickness of this foam that was on here. I just took that foam off. It's the same stuff right here. And what I'm going to do is just take some 3M double-sided tape and cut it out to put on this right here. and stick it on here, and it'll be good as new, and it won't take but a minute to do that. So these were easy to repair like that too. And you can see where they laminate the wood in the center right here, piece right here too. Looks like so. But when you pull these back and you got full pull of 45 pounds, no let off because it's not a compound. But when you let this thing go right here, you can feel it on your fingertips. And that's why you need a glove for this. Now these are generally the kind of gloves most people shot these older bows with right here. This happens to be a Ben Pearson leather finger guard here. Now here's the kind of the old style case that we usually walked around with, and this is pretty much an original here too. And you can put stuff in here. And these are some of the original arrows, field arrows. And these are made out of wood. Here, this is knock has come off right here. And you can see that wood. So this is a wood arrow right here. Now I have hunting compound bow, and I have a compound competition bow too, and some old style compound bow with like 4 different sets of pulleys on it. One of the first ones, I think. But anyway, this is kind of stuff that you would have had back in the late 60s, early 70s for shooting, you know, recurves before the compound bow came out. There's nothing like instinctive shooting. I like that. This is kind of just give you guys a little bit of nostalgia of what it was like, you know, perhaps when you were a lot younger and you started playing with bows, and the only thing back in those days were the recurve or English longbow or short bow, and those really had tremendous pull on those. English longbow, you could have over 100 pound, 150 pound pull on one of those things. But just a lot of fun to shoot. So I'm going to shoot this, and I hadn't shot it in years and years. So see what I can do with it. Instinctive shooting. You know, sights just kind of spoiled all of us, hadn't it? Okay, you see how I pull up the red tape right here, and on our bow, it goes right here. And I got it marked so I know exactly where to put this on right here. You just stick it on, and that 3M tape will hold it just like you super glued it. Okay. And it's got a little padding on that 3M tape, and which will give it a little rise that it had before. Okay. Well, that's it right there. There, focus. Okay, guys. Can Gary J become one with the arrow? It's been many years. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. That was perfectly vertical, right above the target, maybe 6 inches. So that was vertical, that was good. That was below it. It's like throwing knives. Instinctive shooting. Once you see where it's hitting at, you gotta try to make allowances for that. Woo! Man. That's like half an inch away from the target there. Was it luck or was it Memorex? Ooh, that was right beside it too. I think it went through, maybe. Woo, right beside it, another inch. I'm shooting just a tad high, but I'm only an inch off. Inch off from the target, from the top of it. Ooh, that was a quick shot right there. It's still only like 2 inches above it. Ooh, right, still right above it. Okay, this one, I know exactly where to shoot at. I know where to shoot at. Can I do it? Should hit the target. Oh, right beside it again. Well, for instinctive shooting, I don't know if it's too bad. Just after so many years. Okay, well, you see our target right here. We got 2 right here. This one's right on the target, actually touching. This is like inch off right here. This one is a couple of inches high right here. And this is about 3 inches high. So 2, 4, 2, 4, 6. 6 of them kind of grouped there, not too bad. Now, in case you're wondering, this hay right here, this is wheat hay, which is trash hay basically. You can buy it in bales for $5, and you say they stop these arrows pretty good. So unless you shoot in between them, and that's where the other one came out, is shooting right in between. So you know, $15 for 3 bales, that's pretty cheap target. You know, even if you buy 6 bales, put 2 behind it, that's still cheap. All right, this one ought to be interesting. I think I know where to aim at on this one, and maybe we can do better on instinctive shooting. Woo! About an inch above it. Oh man, got a broken knock on that one. That's when you don't shoot. You know, you got arrows really old like this right here. It's nothing to put a knock on them and fletch them again if you got a little fletching jig. All right, that's right below the target. Okay. Ooh, I think I touch it. I don't know. It sounded like it. Ooh, I think I almost split an arrow with that one. It's right. It's got to be within a half an inch of the target on the left side. Ooh, I know I hit that one. I hit the side of it anyway. I have got to put an arrow through that target. Got to get it this time. Ah. All right. No excuses this time. We got to hit it. Okay, I'm trying to shoot this last arrow, and the knot is not staying like it should. Ooh, I know I slapped it that time. Okay. That was better than the first time. And let's see where we are. So we got 1, 2, 3 right here. One's like 1/4 inch away. We got 1, 2, 3 right here. And then one right here. 3, 6, 7. One's missing, went through. All right. Could you not miss the target any more than that all around it? Gee, that's when you start saying to yourself, okay, I'm gonna aim like the target's over here. Maybe I'll hit it, right? But that's hands width group right there. That's not bad for somebody who hadn't shot a recurve bow in forever. Okay, that second set there was how to shoot around the target without hitting it, right? Okay. Well, I think this one's going to be a different one. Different deal here. Well, I know where I'm supposed to be shooting at. Oh. Now, if that one had been to the right, it would have been dead center. Okay. This Wonderbow, you're probably wondering, what are you shooting at? Ooh. Now, I know I hit that one, right? Because you can see the target doesn't look right, which made my target smaller than it already is. Okay. That's Murphy's Law right there, I guess. Woo! Okay, so that one went in the same spot. Looks like it might almost split an arrow trying to get in the same hole. I got to replace the fletching. Fletching's coming off these arrows right here. And I need to replace the nocks on them because they're not holding as well as they should. Woo! I see fletching coming off of that one. Oh man, got a broken knock on that one. If you get a broken knock and you think that you can still shoot it with one part of that knock gone, you cannot. What's going to happen is if you try that, and I have tried it, believe me, so I know from the voice of failure. If you try that, it's just like dry firing your bow. It's not going to work. If you dry fire your bow without an arrow in it, you can snap the wings on your arrow, okay? So don't do that. Never dry fire a bow. Okay, here we go. I thought I released that one right. Okay. We're either going to split an arrow here or we're going to hit our orange target perfectly. Ooh, man, hit it perfectly. Man. That's the thing about instinctive shooting, man. It's like, this is a whole lot better right here. So, I did hit it. I know I hit it because you see how it's bent up like this right here. And it's torn right here in two places, here and here. These two arrows right here is probably what tore it. These two right here, because it's laying on top of these two arrows like that. And if we pull these two arrows out, which would have been pretty much dead center of it, wouldn't you say? The way it's rolled like that, I'd say that would have been dead on. Pull your arrows straight out. Do not bend them right or left or up or down. Okay, then we have 2 fingers here on this arrow right here, and 2 fingers here on that arrow. Maybe look about 1.5 inches I'm hitting it on these 2. Oh man, a couple fingers there, and about 3 fingers here, and 4 fingers. Yeah, just a little more maybe. Okay, so we almost cut it in 2. Here, here, and there. See. So I don't want to make I can't for the life of me not make a long video. That would be really good for deer hunting right there. I have a lot of deer around here, and there's a pond right here. It's my neighbor's pond right there. But right here on the hill, I'll show you video of like 9 deer that I videoed on top of that hill right over here. And I have deer in my backyard. I have them in my front yard. I have them everywhere. So, you know, if you were deer hunting, which I'd like to get a deer with an atlatl. But anyway, the Wonderbow, even though that bow is 30, 50 years old, still shoots really well. And it's a beautiful bow. And I really love a recurve bow made out of wood. And I'd love to have one of those bows that are handmade, a short bow. You know, it's that primitive style hunting. And go back to wood arrows, which I think I'm going to make some wood arrows and put the fletching on them like I did with the atlatl. Use artificial sinew to tie the feathers on, and I've got plenty of arrowheads and points and stuff like that for them. Now these arrows right here, you see the fletching is gone. I love putting fletching on. It's so easy to put fletching on with a fletching jig, and I got one of those. And these nocks right here, they're not sticking very well, so got to replace those too. And that's the things you got to do when if you play with archery very much. But these arrows are probably close to 50 years old, at least 30 years old, I know. Okay, guys, let's see how we can do. Ooh, I know I got him down because the wind had blew the little orange flag. That's only a 2-inch flag. That's a 2-inch flag. So it had blew it in half, and I still hit it. Oh man, I shot right above that. Focus grasshopper. Woo! I think I'm hurting that flag, that 2-inch flag now. That's twice I think I hit it. Ooh, that may have got the very tip top of that. Man, I'm on a roll right now. So I know where to hit, where to shoot at, but ooh, that's like inch away from it right there at the most. So oh, I pulled it off. I shot that one terribly on that last one. Okay. Man, can you believe you did that? Yeah, I can. That last one, you get a flyer sometime like that. So let's see. Yeah, we got 2 of them here right in it. And then this one is like an inch above it. And this one is like 3 inches to the right. And one went right through between the 2 bells, this dark shadow. So I know that was like 1.5 inches or so above it. It went between the 2 bells. That's not too bad right there. This one went off to the left just a little bit. I put a guard on my arm right here because I was burning up my arm, and I hadn't even hit the guard at all. But I can't feel, I don't think I've hit the guard at all with the string. But that's pretty good. Okay guys, we've been shooting these blue arrows right here, and they've shot pretty well to me on the recurve. Like this one's missing part of the fletching. The fletching on it is not in great shape. It's weathered, and the knocks on them are not knocking on the string like they should be. Okay, so and the field point here is kind of cheap, and it's a wooden arrow, and it's kind of crunched on there. So they've shot well to me to be what they are, and so now we're going to be shooting Eastern game getter arrows here, and these have really nice knocks on them, and they actually lock onto the string where the other ones didn't. And again, this is the Eastern USA game getter. May be out of focus, and it's got field points on it. So let's see how this shoots right here. I'm going to shoot it the hopefully the same exact way I shot the other one. Just to the right of the target. Just to the left of the target. Let's try to put this one in the target. Ooh, I think we may have hit that target. Just right above the target. Okay. Let's see how we did. Okay. We'll take a look and see here. Well, at least these arrows have fletching on them, and you can see them a lot better than you can the blue ones. Look like dandelions. Now this group right here, it's not a bad group right here. I think it's probably like 4.5 inch group maybe. But on the bottom here, you got these 2 right here. They're actually touching the target. So I mean, they're like hair width from on the target right there. And these 2 up here are about 1.25 inches away from the target, and then one's about 1.5 inches maybe. So I mean, that's about as close as you can get to the target without hitting it, I guess. But they the Eastern arrows are really good arrows. I've always loved Eastern arrows, and I have different styles of them. But I think with the recurve bow, especially 45 pound, that if you're shooting like 20-30 yards, that you're not going to see much difference between those old arrows that have the wore out fletching on them and the poor nocks on them, because they don't really click onto the bow line at all. Yet they shoot as well as this right here to me, as the Eastern, but that's only like, 15, 20 yards that they're still accurate. But you get out 40, 50, 60, 70 yards, these Easterns are going to really shine. That's when they really show how wonderfully they're made, I think. But it's kind of amazing that those old arrows can shoot that well at, at 15, 20 yards. So that's just pretty arrows though, aren't they? Okay, let's see what the difference is between the atlatl and a bow on penetration. Okay, that was a good throw there. And okay, now we're going to shoot with the 45-pound Wonderbow. Wonderbow, please do not hit my arrow, my dart. I was trying to hit it, wasn't I? Let me shoot one more time with this 45-pound bow. All right. Now let's see the difference here. All right, this is our atlatl. Now these went in about the same distance right here. Okay. And let's just pull one of these out. That's not too bad right there on depth. And let's see. 8, 9, 10, 11, about 11 inches. Let's see this one. This one went in about the same too. But I didn't throw this real hard. I throwed it real hard. We can try that. We can try it real hard and see, because they're going in about the same really on that. But 45-pound Wonderbow versus an atlatl, which we'll look at the difference in arrow here. You can see how small the arrow is here. That's one arrow. That's two arrows. And that would be 3 arrows. And the thickness here is probably 3 times the thickness. So that's like 3, 6, 7, 8. Let's say 8 arrows would equal 1 throwing dart for an atlatl. And you can see the fletching here, what's left of the fletching on this blue arrow. It's not much compared to the atlatl fletching, which it needs it more. So you got the weight of like nine arrows in one dart, this 7-foot dart. So you're gonna have more energy and power, and I didn't throw it hard. I threw it like 50% power, so if I'd thrown it really hard, it went most of the way through that hay. So that just gives you a little idea of the difference between the two.